MTG Kaladesh, top 10 cards, hype, Trav here, MTGLion, what's going on?
Hey guys, so we're going to bring you my top five cards and Travis's top five cards. Always very interesting to see different opinions, I guess, on what we like.
Yeah, I also try to, I kind of know you're going to pick some of the mythics and pricier stuff,
Of
so I'll try to
course.
pick like some rogue, commons and uncommons. And I like that because we might have one or two cards overlap, but otherwise,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
considerably different.
Also, thanks to everybody who requested this, because people do. They're like, yo, when's the next collab for the set review? So,
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I didn't. That's great. Yeah, definitely happy to bring it to you guys.
yeah, so. What is, you want to start?
Yeah, I'm going to start with the red blue planeswalker, which
Mm-hmm.
name I will continue to butcher. Sahili Ray, uh,
Sahili Ray.
Ray Ra.
I don't know.
Uh, I like her a lot. She's very unique. One of my favorite planeswalkers has, which also is name I butcher all the time. Doc Fadden, Dake Fadden.
Dak.
I
Who
don't
knows,
know.
right? If we understand it, it's correct.
It's so this planeswalker is very good. It's at Mythic Star City Games. It's at 24.99 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Her plus one is very relevant with the scry and deal one damage. That's very useful. The minus two is creating a token, a copy target artifact or creature you control, and that's very very good. I think it's modern playable. I don't
Yes.
know if it's. I don't know. It would have to find a home. What do you think about this card?
It's first of all, I mean, it's a 3 mana planeswalker,
Oh,
and so it's something to pay attention to in standard. The minus two makes it kind of a good late game top deck, which is rare for planeswalkers to like, you could copy a Gear Hulk or something. Pretty
that's
crazy.
exactly what I would be
Yes.
copying in
Yeah,
state.
which is super good. And in modern, there's a few infinite combos like liquid metal coating and turn it into an artifact, and then disciple of the
That's a
vault,
lot of fun.
and just I'm not sure if that actually works. No, I think you need Mycosynth Lattice. But the actual real one is multiple Sahelis with a Sun Titan. Sun Titan comes in, you clone it, get a Sun Titan, bring back Sahili,
It's
pick
crazy.
that one. Yeah, so there's an infinite combo. And since Sun Titan is a thing and Jeskai is a thing, sure, it might. I don't know
Yeah,
if
I
it's going
mean,
to be
if it finds a
competitive,
home in
but
modern,
yeah.
the more power to it. But I think it's just going to be really fun card to play with.
Okay. On my first pick, this might be on your list, so I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start with the one mythic on my list. Maybe I have two mythics. Sky Sovereign.
Oh yeah, it is not actually on my
Yeah.
list, but it's
Um,
definitely a great speculation.
New vehicle. So I have a lot of faith in Wizards that they're just gonna push. They're gonna push the new mechanic. It's bad for business if these cards aren't in the Pro Tour top eight. Sky Sovereign in Pro Tour top eight. That's my pick. Maybe I'll play it.
You should play it, but tell me before so I can
Mm.
buy some.
So, well, I think it'll be in there regardless. It's just a really good card at 5 mana. It's very good against Reflector Mage and Spell Queller.
Yeah,
Comes down, kills them over the top. It's decent against Ishkanah, so it just matches up well against things. It's very good against sweepers like the new Fumigate, Planar Outburst, Radiant Flames. It has pseudo haste. It's just an amazing card, and I think a lot of decks will play a couple copies.
yeah, I like it a lot, and definitely from my standpoint, whenever they bring out a new mechanic, sometimes they get it under. They believe it's underpowered, and out of all the vehicles, that is the one that I think that if they made a mistake, it would be in this vehicle, like being too powerful.
It's super strong. I love it. I think it's
Yeah.
really good.
So my next pick is the most expensive card of the set at number four, Chandra, Torch of Defiance, the four ability Chandra, who's sitting at 59.99 right now on Star City Games, which is, it's always more expensive, but I use them as my price point. Lots of different abilities, has 2+1 abilities, a -1 ability that deals 4 damage to a creature, which is great because it's creature removal. The one thing that I think a lot of people are overlooking is he starts with four loyalty. That's a lot. Four
Yes.
counters is a lot of counters for something that this powerful. She can accelerate you into a Gearhulk with her second +1 ability, adding 2 red to the mana pool, and that is very good. She can draw you cards with her first +1 ability, and then her -2 ability. I mean, -1. Her ultimate ability I don't find as useful, but
Oh,
from
what is it? Whenever you cast a spell, like 5 or 6
whenever you
damage.
cast a spell, the emblem deals 5 damage to target creature or player. But I think her first two abilities are just so good. You're drawing pretty much an extra card. You're adding 2 red, so you can accelerate into something huge, and then you can deal. It looks like 4 damage. Wow, 4 damage. Oh, it's a -3 ability. I was like, wow, for -1, I'll just keep.
Oh, -1 would be
It's a
insanity.
-3 ability and deals 4 damage to target creature. So overall, it does have protection. I like it a lot. Do you think you will be playing this card?
I probably won't. I just generally stay away from the chase mythic planeswalkers. Is
Yeah.
this card insane? Yeah, I mean, it's got 4 abilities. It ramps, it burns, it draws extra cards. The ability will finish the game. It seems. Is it going to be, is 60 a good speculation? I have no idea, but it is. It just seems like what the question is, like what sorts of decks will play this? Well, I feel like a ramp deck would want it.
Yeah, definitely.
An aggro deck might want it to kind of finish. A mid-range decks, is Modern Jund gonna play this? I've seen some discussion of that, so it just we'll see if it's overhyped or
I
not.
mean, the deck that you played with at the GP was kind of like, a Planeswalker deck.
Yeah, I've got a Mardu control list with this in it.
Yeah, I would could see this being the additional color, and then Chandra, the Oath of Chandra, is also very good
Yes.
as a spot removal for 1 in a red.
Yeah.
And that's probably like when I was watching you play the deck. I think one of the issues was spot removal, because you did have Oath of Liliana, but
Mhm.
that's kind of up to your opponent what to give you. And then
Mhm.
when they're playing that spider creature, they're not going to give you anything
Yeah.
really that relevant.
Yeah, I have a list that looks like that. So, I mean, people will play it. Chandra will see play. It's a safe pick. It might drop to 40. Eh.
It will drop to 40.
Yeah, it might go up to 80 though. I mean,
I don't know. It's
yeah, it would
hard.
have to see. It would have to be ubiquitous. I would say slightly overhyped, but very, very, very good.
Mm. Okay, so what's your pick? Next pick.
Next pick. All right, I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna go from. I've got a common on the list. I'm gonna save it till the end. I'm gonna go to an
Mm.
uncommon. Harnessed Lightning. For one, it's just hilarious. The art. I mean, it's me. This is the burn
Yeah,
spell for
oh yeah,
two.
yeah. I saw the tweet or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, I remember.
It just looks like me.
Is there any
With
occasional
a kind
artwork?
of, yeah, with just a troll face. But also, yeah, so I've got a soft spot for it. But also the card is really interesting. I wanted to pick an energy card. I could have picked the
Oh yeah.
Otherworks Marvel, but this one, it seems great and limited. It seems
Do
potentially
you think
really good and
energy is
constructed.
viable?
Hmm?
It's energy. How good do you think energy will be?
It's hard to say because it's so weird. We're testing it out.
It is very
I
weird.
don't
Yeah.
know yet. I mean, I know that a Voltaic Brawler on 2 into a Lathnu Hellion on 3 is
That's
16
pretty good.
damage. You can mulligan to 1 card and do 16 damage on the 4th turn.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
That's insanity, right? We have to look at that. So Harness Lightning's going to fit into there. It's a really cool card because it's flexible. You can use it as kind of an energy ritual, or you do kill something for 1 damage, shoot a Selfless Spirit, keep all 3 energy, and then use the next one, does 6 damage. It just kills a Gear Hulk, right? It's a really good burn spell in the context of the new standard. It's a sweet card. That's had to pick one energy card. I picked that one.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's definitely good. I can see their resemblance. You got to get someone to make an altar of that for you.
Yeah, well, I think I am the altar. I don't
True.
know. I
True.
mean, maybe it's not me. Who knows? I think it's pretty funny.
It's
Had
awesome.
to pick it.
It's awesome either way. Okay, so my next one is yet again another Planeswalker, Dovin Baan or
Mm-hmm.
Bane. 2, a white and a blue. It's very good. +1 until end of turn. One target creature gets -3, -0, and activated abilities can't be
Until
activated.
the end of your next turn, or the end of their next turn.
Until your next turn.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like the Liliana effect when you
Yeah.
-2, -1.
Freezes it.
Yep. it freezes it for a little bit, and then -1, you gain 2 life and draw a card. And then the ultimate is you get a -7, you get an emblem. Your opponents can't untap more than 2 permanents during their untap steps. But I'm going to use this card, if I use it, in my 5-layer deck, of course. I'm going to
Uh-huh.
use it as -1,
Ooh.
gain 2, draw a card. -1, gain 2, draw a card. -1, gain 2, draw a card. Cool. Play another
Yes,
one.
yes. It's just pure gasoline.
So you're preparing for the Pro Tour.
Hmm.
Are you looking at control decks right now? What do you think about the meta for control? It seems weak in my opinion, but I don't know. I'm
Con
not.
Control will certainly be good with crazy sweepers and planeswalkers and new counters. It's not necessarily on a high pick because if you go to an F&M or even a Grand Prix, you kind of know what people are playing, so you can
Yep.
metagame a little bit. You go to a Pro Tour, you don't know exactly what you're going to see and face. It's a little bit harder to build control. So, I mean, we do see Black White Control won the last Pro Tour, but his main deck was kind of messed up and he had to fix it through sideboarding. It's just a little bit. I prefer to be more proactive if possible, but I definitely have blue white on my list. Spell Queller,
Yeah.
Dovin, Fumigate, Gear Hulk, Anticipate and the new counter, and Unsubstantiate, Blessed Alliance.
It seems good.
Yeah, the 2/2 that gains you 2 and draws 2. Like blue white is a thing. It's pushed. Good pick. So, okay, my next one, Metalwork Colossus. This card is
Oh,
crazy. Yeah, costs
yeah, I know. I
11.
remember that one.
You can return it from your graveyard to your hand by sacking 2 artifacts. It costs X less, where X is the cost of non-creature artifact permanents. So you can set up a situation whereby the 4th turn this thing costs 0, and then if you have Sanctum of Ugins, you can chain them and put out 2
Yeah.
or 3
Oh, yeah,
10/10s
that's
on the
pretty
4th
cool.
turn. Yeah, a lot of decks can't beat that. There's some decks that can sweep, but you can just sack off a few Prophetic Prisms, pick it up again, untap in the mid game, and you can pay 5 or 6 for them. So that, it just seems stupid. Like, we've never seen anything like that. That's like 0 mana 10/10. That is
Yeah,
what?
it's pretty OP.
Yeah.
It's definitely very good. All right. So I'll go with my next one.
Hmm.
Number 2 is not a Planeswalker. It's the card that I'm most excited about, actually, which, regardless of value, especially foils, Aether Hub. So it's a land.
Ooh, yeah.
It enters the battlefield. You get an energy. It does not come in play tapped. You can tap it. You can add a colorless, which is great for the Eldrazi. Or then you can tap it. You can pay an energy, and then you can add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool.
Hmm.
This one is. I'm very excited for this one because there's a card called Tendo Icebridge,
Yeah.
and this card is just better in every single way. But
Hmm.
Tendo Icebridge is a very expensive. It used to be a very
Hmm.
expensive card. So to see this at uncommon gives me kind of hope that they will push the envelope. I'm sure they are aware that it's a better. It's just better
Hmm.
than Tendo Icebridge.
Yes. So I'm definitely hyped on this card. It replaces the Painlands in Standard to cast
Yes, that's exactly
Eldrazi.
what I was worried about. The Eldrazi not
Yeah.
being
And
playable.
you can slot it into any kind of energy deck and it'll be great. However, I will throw this out. Better than Tendo Icebridge. Tendo Icebridge saw very little to no play in Standard and very little to no play in Block Constructed. I saw a little
Hmm.
bit. The reason that it was played in the Amulet deck had a lot to do with the bounce lands to reset it.
Oh,
And
I see.
one of the reasons for the price was that Kamigawa was kind of a low point for Magic. It didn't sell super well, so there's a little bit suppressed supply. So better than Tendo does not even mean it will see any standard play.
I
However,
still like it
it
though
will see
because
this will see standard play.
from a from like a reprint, this is kind of what they call a functional reprint almost. Like I know people argue about what that means. Oh, it's not exactly the same, blah blah blah, right? But to me, this is a functional reprint that, if anything, it's better.
Significantly better because,
So
yeah.
they have the ability to do so. Now, will they do so with reserve list cards? Still unknown. But this is a land which There's other lands on the reserve list, 10 of them in particular, that I would be excited to see how they could, if possible, creatively create a functional reprint.
Yeah, print him as a legend in an Eternal Master set. Like that doesn't break their word to
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly. So it's appealing to me that they still can do something like this.
Yes. Okay, it's a good pick. Better, definitely a lot better than Tendo. Um, my next pick, I'm picking a combo card and a life gain card, Etherflex Reservoir. Super
Hmm.
cool. 4 mana artifact. Whenever you play a spell, you gain X life for Storm. So the first spell you gain 1, the second spell you gain 2, the third spell you gain
Oh,
3.
very cool.
Yeah, and it has an ability where you can Death Star people. You pay 50 life and blast someone for
Oh yeah,
50
yeah, yeah. I
damage,
saw that.
which is awesome. However, I think this card is we have we have a little bit of Storm combo list going around, which I think are good and even underrated and misunderstood because people are like, okay, 50 life for 50 damage feels really Timmy. But
It
what
does.
people are missing out on is this is a crazy life gain card. Like Prism Ring saw lots of play the last time around, gaining a life every time you play a blue spell. This card, if you stick it on the fourth turn and don't get killed, you untap, you're gaining 3 life a turn for the rest of the game. That is that is powerful, right? Fevered Visions deck does not want to see this.
Yeah, it's
Uh, Aggro
definitely
decks don't
something
want to see it.
like as an old school player, I would never expect Life Gain to be so popular or so strong. They did a really fantastic job making a old ability kind of new again, or more aggressive, way more aggressive than
Yeah,
it's ever been.
like forget the 50 life, 50 damage thing and read the card again. Like remove that from the card. It's like, wow, this is really powerful life gain. You know, that the fact that it is also the win condition for a storm deck on top of that once you've stabilized and gone off is pretty amazing. Maybe time will tell if it's a Timmy card. Also, in EDH, what do you start with? 30 life, 40 life?
40 life.
Yeah, 10, just 10, 11 more life, and you can Death Star someone. No one wants
Wait,
to
did you
attack
start
you.
with 40 life or 30 life? I think you started with 40.
I don't play EDH, but
I I've been playing in a while.
maybe this gets banned in EDH.
Yeah, probably. If you start with 40, definitely. Um, okay, my number one
Mm.
pick is the last remaining Planeswalker. I'm very she's actually my favorite. I actually like her better than Chandra. Nissa, Vital Force.
Mm.
Right now she's at 24.99, which I think if it drops below 20 or 15, it's interesting to look at. +1 untap target land you control until your next turn. It becomes a 5/5 with haste, so it can protect. You can protect her.
Yeah, that's important note.
Yeah. -3 return targeted permanent card from your graveyard to your hand, so it gives you some type of card advantage, card selection. -6, and this is why I like her because it gets her to her -6 extremely fast, especially with Gideon, Oath of Gideon.
Immediate.
Immediate, yeah, and that's awesome for a ultimate. You get an emblem whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control. You may draw a card. For green to have this much card advantage, like, is crazy because they just want to ramp and just keep ramping and playing huge spells. But a lot of times when I was playing the green red ramp deck, the Eldrazi ramp deck, you would just not have anything to do because you don't have the huge spell in your hand. You just keep playing lands. So this kind of makes your lands valuable, and it makes your land acceleration even towards the late game. You're just going to explosive vegetation draw two. I think explosive vegetation rotated out, but
Yes, but Nissa's renewal is in 6 mana. What,
oh yeah,
gain
and
6,
then
three
yeah,
lands,
Nissa's,
draw
and then
3.
Nissa's
Yeah.
something else like Journey or something.
Pilgrimage also rotated,
Oh,
but
Pilgrimage, yeah, that one rotated. That was a
yeah,
really good one.
they'll print some
But
more good ramp.
yeah, I mean, I like her a ton. I think she will see play, and I play Magic Duels now, like
Oh yeah,
the
really?
game, and this is the card I'm most excited
Oh,
for that
interesting.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good pick. It's a good card. We've never seen such a quick ultimate. It's not like an oh I win the game ultimate,
Oh no, it's
but
not amazing
yeah,
ultimate,
but
but
it's a pretty cool one. Just drawing extra cards is
because you can draw a ton of extra cards.
yeah 2 a turn, or if you Blighted Woodland, draw an extra 2 right
Oh yeah,
there.
you have
Evolving
you
Wilds,
grab
draw
a
2.
evolving wild or something, then you're drawing 2 return off
Yeah,
1 card.
yeah.
Seems
Plus
good
your
to me.
draw step. Oh, I expected you to have the fast lands on the list.
Oh, they are interesting, but
Uh-huh.
I chose the 4 planeswalkers and
Mm-hmm.
then the 1 land that
Sure.
I like the fast lands.
Uh-huh.
I'm just not sure that this standard. I mean, what do you think about them? I don't know if I will
It's almost
play them.
too obvious. I mean, I'm not picking them as like my most. I mean, they're gonna see lots of play in standard and modern. I don't know if the fast lands see any play in legacy, but like blue red Delver gets a boost.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely.
Uh,
Yeah, definitely,
Blue
definitely get
green
that.
Infect is gonna like this.
Oh yeah,
Abzan decks are
Infect
gonna
will love it.
play them. In standard, it's just the aggro decks are gonna love this, and control decks will have no choice if they want good mana. Not my pick though. My number one pick is a common. This is a card that it just seems too crazy to me, and that is Cathartic Reunion. One in
Oh,
a
what does that
red,
one do?
one in a red, pitch 2, draw 3.
Oh, with the Chandra picture. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
so the first thing is like, wow, this thing is stupid in Modern Dredge because people have been playing Tormenting Voice. I've been playing Tormenting Voice in my Splendid Dredge deck.
And this is
This is
just a
just
upgrade.
way, way better because who cares if they remand it if you're playing a Dredge deck? You just wanted to discard the cards. And I mean, you can do things like turn 1 Simian Spirit Guide, Cathartic Reunion, Dredge 6, and then another 6, and then another 6 off Grave Trolls 18. Turn over a couple Narcomoebas and Prized Amalgams and just go to town, finish on the second or third turn. However, the reason it's on my list is not for that, but I think it's just an insane selection spell. I played Tormenting Voice in Standard as selection. There's decks that play Tormenting Voice to enable Kozilek's return. There's
Oh
decks
yeah,
that
that's a
play
good
it
one.
with Fiery Temper. Tormenting Voice sees play in the Fevered Visions deck. Cathartic Reunion, there's only really Spell Queller, and there's a new 2-mana counterspell, which I don't expect to see too much play, but I'm picking it because it's an insane selection spell. If you have this in your red burn deck, you can keep any hand, right? Flooding, ooh, I discard my 2 mountains and get a fresh 3. You play
Yeah.
it with Bedlam Reveler together in the same deck, and it's
Oh
just
yeah, that would
a
be
joke. I think
insane.
Cathartic Reunion is going to see all sorts of play in all sorts of formats. It's just the strongest card selection we've seen in a long time. So that's why I'm very excited to just cast. I want to be casting that card.
Yeah, the picture is very beautiful too, and I'm looking at the foil copy. The regular copy is 25 cents, obviously, for a common. The foil copy is 199.
Mm-hmm.
So even at that price point, given that it will see play in modern for
Mm-hmm.
almost guaranteed with the
Yes.
dredge decks, which are becoming extremely popular right now,
Yeah.
and I see the price hikes go all up all the time on just
Uh-huh.
Necromoeba is went from like $1 to $3 plus now.
Mm.
And so I like it in foil. Definitely a good choice, and not one that I totally forgot.
Yeah, and I would also, if you play standard, any red deck can benefit from at least one of these. I think I believe that strongly. It's just.
Well, one last question for you
Mm,
then. How do you see Red Deck Wins? Red Deck Wins has not been
mm,
having a good time. Burn spells have been getting weaker.
uh-huh.
Does this set push it to be the most popular deck the first week after Kaladesh? Like pretty much every set after release, it's Red Deck wins.
Mm. It doesn't seem like we got the tools this time around.
I
Um,
would agree with that.
Harnessed Lightning doesn't go to the face and is energy.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
surprised none of this goes to the face.
Collective
All these
Defiance.
red cards just hit creatures, but that's not what you want to be doing most of the
Wizards
time.
pushes you to play 2 colors more so now, it seems. But I mean, you could play mono red. I think Zergo is still in. Dash is still. No, that might have rotated.
Zorgo's gone, yeah.
Yeah, mono
Is
red,
it
no,
Dragon?
but you could play blue red, burn. You could play red white aggro. You could play green red energy aggro. There's a lot of. It's not a bad time to be a red mage in standard. Maybe mono red is not the best. I mean, we also have collective defiance, which is honestly one of the best standard burn
It's
spells
actually a
ever
lot better
printed.
than when I first played with it. It's very strong.
It's good for the same reason Cathartic Reunion is good because it's a variance fixer. You will never ever flood if you have a collective defiance. because you can just
True.
discard your hand and draw a new one while you burning them and killing their creature.
Yeah, I'm looking at the artwork, and there's a lot of Chandra like in the set, like artwork wise,
Hmm.
which is interesting. And I guess that's where we're gonna go from this point on. Planeswalkers, planeswalkers, planeswalkers.
Yeah, Gear Hulks. I thought about picking the Gear Hulks. I thought you might have picked those together as a
Oh, no
second.
way. No way.
Hmm. I think that we'll see a lot of play.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a good. You had an excellent top five list. I was surprised to see number one.
It's just the card I'm most excited about, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to me. It's definitely going to be played.
Play it
So
in any
yeah, I
red
mean,
deck.
very cool list. Mine is pretty obvious. I think everyone watching the video is like, he's going to pick four planeswalkers and then something else.
Yeah, well, the last one was the surprise, I guess.
Oh yeah, I was.
I was in suspense. I was like, is it going to be the myth? Is it going to be the Gear Hulks? Is it going to be the Fast Lands?
No, I mean, I'm telling you, like one of the most interesting things about that reprint is I totally didn't expect it. It took me by
Hmm.
surprise. I was like, wow, they upgraded. I think it was like a $5 or $8 card at the time.
Hmm.
And yeah, you can say, oh, it's not that good. It's because it's from an old set. It just tells me there's multiple ways for them to reprint stuff.
Yeah, it's a hint of the future. That card is more
Yes,
than
there's a
meets
hint
the
of the
eye.
future. I think it's of a hint of possible things to come.
Yes. Also, that card is going to see tons of play. It's in
Yes, and it will see play.
all sorts of deck lists I've seen.
Absolutely.
All right, MTG Lion, thank you so much.
Thanks, Travis.
If you're watching from my channel, go.
Yeah, if you're watching from my channel, I'll have a link below to
Yes.
Travis' channel as
Yeah.
well.
So, and let us know if you want us to do this again. We've been trying to do it for every set,
Yeah,
so
we should. It's a lot of fun.
yeah, we'll keep doing them. Everybody, take care.
Bye, guys.